and we were just chatting about Zomato. So let me welcome on board Karan Taurani from Elara Securities to talk about exactly that. Karan, hi, morning. Thanks for joining in. Well, it's clearly a beat, Karan, overall. They're saying that the growth trajectory as well is solid. The CFO yesterday spoke on the analyst call and said that he's positive that the GOV growth is going to sustain. But is the stock, Karan, already pricing all of that in at 200 plus levels?
Hi, Aisha. Good morning. So, definitely a stellar set of numbers. Two, three things you have to look over here as a key point is that they've been able to grow exponentially in the quick commerce business, and they've been able to sustain margins, or rather, reach a break-even point. I think that's a very big positive surprise. Second positive surprise is on the food business, right? So the traction, the growth there continues to be more than 25%, and they've given a guidance on aspiration level to grow at about 25% food GOV levels for the next 5 years. So I think definitely basis this strong guidance. Even on Blinkit side, they've been talking of doubling the store count over the next 2 years. So the guidance has been extremely good both on growth and profitability standpoint. So I think you will see upgrades as far as numbers are concerned. Now, in terms of the current valuations, of course, the valuations are fair. On FY26 basis, in the food business, it's already trading at an EV/EBITDA of about 58 times. And if you look at the quick commerce business also, it's about 5 to 6 times EV sales. So it is largely there as far as valuations are concerned. But this is like a compounding story. And Blinkit and Zomato, both these companies for that matter, have always outperformed our guidance. And given the kind of trajectory they have seen in terms of track record over the last 2, 3 years and the kind of strong guidance they have given, I think you have to give the benefit to the management that basis execution, you will see incremental upside over the near term also. The delta upside may not be as high as what we've seen in the last 1 to 1.5 year, but definitely it's a compounding story, and you'll keep seeing upgrades, keep seeing re-rating basis the performance, and they've always reported positive surprise versus expectations. So I think that's something to watch out for in terms of how many more quarters of positive surprises we could see right now going ahead.
The market cap of Zomato now is almost 2 lakh crore. Now 2 lakh crore is like a big number. So for Zomato now to move from 2 lakh crore to 2.5 lakh or 3 lakh, what is going to be the next trigger? Because markets know that companies turned around, markets know that food delivery business is growing, markets know that they've turned the corner. What else do you think could be the trigger for the stock to, let's say, go from 2 to 3 or 2 to 2.5?
Right. So I think if you talk about market share, market cap potential rather of 2 lakh crore to 3 lakh crore, the food business is about 45 to 48% contribution. So that's a compounding story of about 30%. So that remains to be on a steady state. No big upgrades could be seen there beyond the point. But I think the big delta is going to be quick commerce. What we have to see here is two, three things. One is clearly the scale quick commerce can go through, because I think currently the quick commerce offering is more for the top 10 cities and the metro cities. So if at all in the next year and a half, there's an opportunity for quick commerce to scale up rapidly in the non-metros, just as they have done in the metro cities, I think that could be a big winner or a trigger in terms of putting more upgrades for the quick commerce business. And quick commerce is about 35 to 40% of the total valuations today. The second trigger would be watching out on the competitive intensity. So if Blinkit is able to kind of expand aggressively and maintain this break-even point and not increase losses in a very big manner, despite GeoMart coming in and the other players like Flipkart are wanting to come in the quick commerce market, that's going to be a very very big win-win, because currently they're at about 38-40% market share. Let's say in the next year and a half they get to a market share of 55 to 60%. They will be at a very strong commanding position in the quick commerce business as well, just as they are in the food business. And the quick commerce TAM is much bigger as compared to the food business. Quick commerce has got more margin levers as compared to the food business. So I think these are two things which we need to watch out for, in case Zomato were to move to a 3 lakh crore market cap.
Right, and Karan, what about this ESOP charge on a consolidated basis, 650 crores a year for the next 5 years? How should, investors be looking at this?
See, I think that's a fair thing to do. I mean, until unless they are not reporting any kind of a negative surprise, they are always outperforming ahead of their strong guidance that they've always given in the last 4 quarters. I don't think they should be taken as negatively, because end of the day, these internet companies are all about execution. They work on a different kind of a DNA. Blinkit as a company, if you see, they don't treat discounts as a moat. So no matter what competition comes in, they clearly mention that their moat has been, the execution, the technology, user experience, and the team that they have. So I think this is also priced into our estimates. In fact, when we take the EBITDA for the food business in terms of valuation, we take it after adjusting for the ESOP charges. So, until unless the execution is coming, I don't think these things, should be a big worry for the company.
Appreciate your time, Karan. Thank you for joining in and giving us your fresh take on Zomato, the earnings, and how one should be looking at this for the long haul.